Boom, and we're back to this, the Happy No Fear podcast. I'm your host, Chase. And as always, we are not in Los Angeles recording today. Today we're in Antwerp, Belgium. That's the city I grew up in and left when I was 17 to move to LA. And I'm in town for a couple of mural projects, having some fun, catching up with old friends and seeing family. And at the same time, doing a few podcasts. So the first guest, while I'm in Belgium, is a beautiful painter or paintress, if that's even a word. She does really cool stuff. I really dig the energy and the vibe and the overall feeling of her work a lot, so I decided to catch up with her. So without further ado, here's Nina. Bam, Mina.
Yes.
Here you are. So, for everyone that's listening, we're sitting in my rent-a-car, which is one of the smallest cars I've ever been in. But it's not a mini, but it's quite small.
It's a small car.
It's a small car. But it's, I don't know how to drive stick, and we're recording from Europe. So this time, Sean isn't with us with all the microphones and all the...
Podcast Sean.
All the podcast bonanza specific tools and engineering power. And yeah, we just met.
For the first time.
For the first time.
In real life.
In real life. I saw your work on this one website, LO.
Yeah.
Which we just talked about. We talked about a lot of things before. We finally came to do the podcast.
Yeah.
Because this is your first podcast.
This is my first podcast, yeah.
Very first podcast. You don't have to be nervous.
I'm not. A little bit, maybe. Yeah.
And you're worried about your English?
Yeah.
Yeah?
But it's okay, I have wine.
Yeah, there's a glass of wine here. We went to a local cafe, sat in the sun, and stole our drinks back to this automobile so we can have a nice talk.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's that. Met you on I saw your work on LO. And then all of a sudden, like for some strange reason, I found you or I saw you on Instagram. And then I noticed that you're from Belgium. Mm-hmm. And I was immediately like drawn to your composition, your use of color, the brush stroke as kind of like the main thing rather than going figurative.
Yeah.
Abstract expressionism and all these things, they've been done a million different ways.
Yeah.
But there's so much flavor in the way you do it. And to me, it was like, wow, I'm just so attracted to this. And then I found out you're from fucking Belgium.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Crazy. But I just want to... I think why you were attracted to what I paint was that it's so joyful.
Yes.
That it's positive.
Yes.
It's full of life.
It is.
And I think that attracts people to my work.
It does, yeah. And knowing Belgium, where let's say 6 out of the 12 months it rains, when it gets gray, when the weather's gray here, it's on the same meridian as London, it gets pretty depressing here.
Yeah, everything's gray.
It's gray all the fucking time. So how do you connect to that level of joy that it spills out of you into the work? Is there something?
Well, it's like my therapy. Mm-hmm. So in the summer I'm happy and that flows into my work, but in the winter the work flows into me. In some kind of way. The colors I use make me happy, bring the sunshine in.
Right.
In some kind of way.
Right. So you absorb in the summer and then you wring it out in the winter.
Yeah, maybe. But it's really just a therapy. I open my colors and I'm looking at my colors and it's like sunshine touching your skin.
Yeah. It's really
like vitamin.
It's super like that. It's super. It just expresses that.
That's why
immediately.
Yeah, that's why maybe the work also needs a lot of daylight.
It needs daylight.
Yeah.
Right.
Because when it's not in daylight, maybe loses
Like-
his shine or
Like
something.
it loses some like saturation or something.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
yeah. So in the winter I use daylight spots.
Oh no shit! Like special lights.
Yeah,
No shit.
yeah. I have
Yeah,
like 4 of them in my
Okay.
studio, and I put them on, and then I just start working.
Yeah. So at least you can mimic the feeling of that
Yeah,
sun
summer
feeling. Yeah.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good technique.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. And then you paint. You live out like
The countryside.
in the real countryside
Yeah, with
on
cows.
on a farm,
Yeah, no
right?
farm.
Which is also surprising because when you look at the work, it doesn't necessarily make you think of rural.
Yeah,
Belgium.
you have an urban feel. Maybe.
There's an urban feel. Yeah, there's like
Yeah.
a pop, like energetic, like a lot of energies meshing, coming together kind of thing. The last thing you think about is cows, and platteland, like we say in Flemish, which is the how do you even say rural fields and country.
I always say countryside.
Country. It is countryside. Yeah.
Yeah, with cows and grass
Yeah.
and sheds.
And shit. So do you milk cows?
I don't have cows. No, we don't have cows. We don't have. I only have 2 dogs.
I see. And you don't milk your dogs, of course.
I don't know.
No, then you're not those type
That
of
would
dogs.
be weird.
That would be a little weird.
No.
When a dog has an udder, an eier, that would be very problematic. It's time for the vet,
Yeah.
But no, you do live like the city you live in, Gooik. And it's not like I've been living in Belgium all this time, but I'm from here, and I've never even really heard of it. It must be really small.
Well, Gooik is the like the big thing. Like you have LA, but you have like this. You have Venice, you have Santa Monica,
Right.
you have Culver City.
Culver City,
Yeah, that kind of stuff. And mine is actually Kester. And
Kester, I have heard about it.
is where the World Championship motocross was.
Oh yeah.
So it is on the map.
I see. It's on the map somehow.
Yeah. But yeah. Now it's over. So
Yeah.
we're just back to countryside.
Back to countryside.
Plain old
Yeah.
countryside.
I think that's amazing. And your studio practice is like, since I've been following you, which has been like what I think like 6 months now or something like this. Like I see like your studio practice, it's close to being obsessed. I can tell you produce a lot of work. Like making work is very important to you. I sense from a distance.
It's not important, or it's a need. It's something I need to do. It's
Right.
not something. It's once I let it in, because I didn't always paint that
Right.
much, but once I started again, I couldn't.
You couldn't stop.
No,
Yeah.
and it just it always I always need to paint at least once a day.
Yeah.
Not for a long period, long hours,
Right.
but I just need to go into my studio,
And,
see
and make some stuff.
yeah.
Right. Because it just gives you that feeling of like, okay, I did something. I feel happy now.
productivity.
Right.
I always need to be
Right.
productive. Productive? Productive.
Yeah, a lot of artists do. I've noticed, because otherwise, you're like, I feel it too. Like we get depressed, or we feel like useless or something, or like, what am I, around here for if I'm not contributing anything or something, or if I'm not creating, then you feel kind of low and down and stuff.
Yeah, but I'm also not forcing myself
Right.
to
Yeah.
work, because maybe sometimes I do, but then it's like more like if I don't feel it, the color coming in my head,
Right.
I'm just stretching canvases.
Right.
I'm doing more the office management of my
Right.
studio.
Yeah, like shooting the pictures, like
Yeah, that kind of
uploading,
stuff.
cleaning
Yeah.
shit up. You do all that stuff yourself.
yeah.
Yeah, like even today, I think we're in Antwerp for people that are listening. It's the place where I'm from. And you drove out to Antwerp to get your panels made and to buy your paints and all
Yeah.
that stuff. That's why you were in Antwerp today to begin with. Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I had an idea. I wanted to make I want to work on panel now, on just wood
Yes. Yeah.
instead of canvas,
I like that too. Yeah.
because it's really very even.
Yeah. Super flat.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
super flat.
Yeah.
And I wanted to test that out, try it out. And I also wanted to work with round corners.
Rounded corners.
Yeah,
Like instead of the canvas being cornered, is it just
yeah,
a
it's
rounded?
rounded,
Yeah.
and I've been playing with that idea
That's
since
nice, yeah.
a long time. So yeah, that was my idea today.
Because your work is round.
Yeah.
You know, there's always circular motion in it. Mm-hmm. There's curvature. There's
there's never really a straight edge.
Yeah, which feels to me with the happy bright colors, it feels optimistic.
Yeah.
You know, because sharp edges sometimes you feel like whoa.
Too aggressive.
Or like pessimistic in a way. So that would be a nice touch to have rounded corners.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're getting those laser cut.
Yeah, laser cut, and then I just mount them on other stuff I laser cut also to have like a big 3D canvas thing.
Like a depth, like a serious depth.
Yeah, because I want to work on the sides also.
Yes. I like that, yeah. I also only work, studio work also only on panel.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Because with spray paint, I've noticed over the years that if you spray on canvas, you know, the canvas, depending on the room temperature, you know, the canvas can stretch or contract.
Yeah,
and then you shrink, and then the paint breaks and cracks.
Yeah, I also
and
have
that fucking sucks. 'Cause then you make a really nice painting, you deliver it, and then whatever, the client calls you back like 6 months later.
I want my money back.
Oh, they're like, was this intended?
Is this normal?
And then I remember saying,
it was.
And sometimes I said, well, it's just, it's just a life of the painting. When I was a little bit more of a rascal, and I did feel that it was okay with the crack, because it still looked good, but actually now I don't want the crack anymore.
No.
You know? And maybe if the painting's like 500 years old, a little bit of a crack is okay. But I want my shit to be clean, and I'm sure you're the same way.
Well, I even when I work now, I work with like high flow from golden paints.
Right.
And when I just squeeze the bottle out on my canvas, I have cracks. But I like them.
No shit.
Yeah, I like them.
Even on the canvas or on the panel?
On the two.
No shit.
Yeah, it's the paint.
Oh, I see. When you put it on really thick and then it settles and then it cracks a little bit.
No, it's really fluid.
No shit.
It's like almost ink. And then I spray it on my canvas.
Yeah, and it still cracks?
Yeah. Yeah, it cracks. But
we gotta deal with the crack. Deal with the crack.
And also I have bubbles.
Bubbles?
Yeah.
No shit.
I have bubbles. So when I apply a thick layer of diluted? How do you say it?
Diluted paint or something.
Diluted paint. Right. I dilute it with water, and then when I mix it up, there are like some bubbles. So I apply it, and then I have to blow.
Blow with the blowtorch?
No, I do it with my mouth.
Oh, okay, I see. Well, that's also a good technique. You can, you can do that.
And then the bubbles are out, but you still have like these little.
Yeah. These little like. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Exploded bubble paint trays.
Have you ever used resin?
No.
Yeah.
No.
And I don't think you would need it. I've never really used it either, because it can be really cool or it can be cheesy.
But you mean like resin to pour it on top of the painting?
Yeah, so you get like let's say in metric system, like 10 millimeters of like clear coat.
Yeah, but
it's a little bit cheesy also, yeah? It can be so nice, or it could be like, man, you're putting a silk hat on a pig, like you're making it worse in a way.
Yeah, it's like
cheap
varnish, matte varnish. It like flattens everything out. You don't have any depth anymore.
Yeah. And the resin makes it look as if it's behind glass, which could work, but sometimes you miss the beauty of the stroke and the different wetness of the paint.
And the glass.
I haven't really fucked around with it either that much.
No, I don't. Resin, no.
Right,
I'm not. Maybe
it's a very LA thing. A lot of artists in LA like to do it.
Yeah?
Put some newspaper, put a little thing, and then put some resin. And then
bam. We're gonna resin the shit out of this.
Don't it look good? Don't it look good? Oh, it looks so good. So glossy.
Yeah, no.
But it's kind of cheesy at the same time.
Yeah, okay. No.
So wait, so you said you picked painting up again? What were you doing before this? Because it seems like you're properly like full-time painting.
Yeah, but that's the world.
That's the
On
world
the internet, Instagram. Yeah.
That's just the presentation.
Well, it was
Do you have a
a
double
while
life?
back.
Is there a double life?
I had a double life.
Yeah?
So
What was
I
it?
always I painted really big paintings when I was a kid, like 2 meters.
2 meters is big.
Yeah,
Yeah?
on 150.
And what do you mean
something.
when you were a kid, like a little kid?
6 years old?
No shit.
Yeah, my
No
dad he used to buy like these really big. Well, when you're 6 years old, it
Yeah.
seems really big, you
Right.
know.
2 meters is still big. That's about 6 feet, 7 feet.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I don't know. I don't
I
know
know.
how to. Yeah. Okay. So and he bought those canvases, and then he laid them out in the garden, and we could do whatever we want. with
That's
it.
fun. That's a good dad.
And we still have these paintings, and they're like
They're good?
people look at it and they, oh, is this a? And I don't know which name they say. And
Is this a Goya?
Yeah, no, it's not a Goya. It's me when I was a kid.
Yeah, when I was a little rugrat.
Yeah, and they're really. Maybe if you come and see the studio, you will see them. They're really, really good.
Nice, yeah.
They're really good.
So your dad, was he an artist also? Or?
Yeah, he's a musician and
Okay.
he's a really good visual artist also.
Yeah?
But yeah.
Good.
But he, I think it's a lot of people go into advertising. You know,
Right.
when you're like
Creative.
Yeah.
Like, it's a sure shot way to get a check.
Yeah.
Right.
Voilà. And so he started his agency,
Right.
and he met my mom. They started their agency.
What's it called?
Oh, it was a small agency,
Okay.
and they did pharma things.
Pharmaceutical
Yeah.
product design and marketing or something.
Yeah. So not really very exciting, but it paid well.
Right.
And so yeah, I grew up like painting a lot with
Right.
my dad, with my brother,
Yeah.
and
Which is super fun.
and I wanted to do fashion when I was like
I can tell, yeah.
15 years old.
Uh-huh.
I was like, Mom, I don't want to do this thing anymore. I want to do fashion. I want to go to art school.
Right, yeah.
So my dad was against it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's sometimes it's like that when the parent is super creative, they know how hard it is.
Yeah.
So they don't want the kid to like suffer as much as the parent. You know?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he said, no, you finish high school. I don't know how it's called in America.
Oh yeah, high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had
Here
to
secondary education.
Humaniora.
Humaniora. Yeah.
Yeah. So he said, no, you have to finish high school and then you can do whatever you want. But I
Yeah.
was like, no, I'm unhappy. I want to do what I want now.
I want to have dirty fingers.
Because I know what I want now.
Yeah,
and that's fashion.
Yeah.
So I went to...
Oh yeah, before painting it was fashion.
Yeah, so I went to
So no
Ghent.
dirty fingers, you just, scissor cuts on
Yeah.
the fingers from cutting fabric.
But it wasn't really what I expected.
Yeah. So where'd you go in Ghent?
Yeah, Ghent.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I did 2 years
Yeah,
fashion
yeah.
there.
No shit.
Yeah.
And you didn't like it?
It's so slow.
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
God.
The process.
The process.
Yeah.
And
The sketching.
the thing is the process. So if you don't like the process, you don't
right,
like it.
Right, yeah.
It's not.
It is slow, right? Because you
It's
got to
too
sketch
slow.
it, you got to make the pattern, you got to do this, you got to do that.
and then and when you have
Sew
the
it all
pattern, you have to test it out with the non-expensive cotton.
Right, the cheap shit.
Yeah, and then you have to
On the bodice,
Yeah,
shape it, drape it.
It's too slow.
Yeah, use an editing eye.
It's too slow, so
Yeah.
no, not for me. So
So you needed more like immediate,
Yeah.
immediacy, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is,
So what I did like in the fashion school was to make the books with all the inspiration and my drawings and my textures and all the things.
the mood board books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved, and I was really good at it.
Yeah.
I was good at it. So I went to Brussels, and I went to St. Lucas also.
St. Lucas, which it's good proper school.
Yeah.
And they have one in Antwerp too.
Yeah.
And in Ghent also, yeah.
Also, yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
like-
for advertising at that time, Brussels was like the best. But
Right.
In the end, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But it was a good school, so I went there. And I did a graphic design. So I did that.
So this is like working with Illustrator, Photoshop, layouts, concepts, visualization, communicating.
Yeah.
Right.
And I remember, I always wanted to find the shortcuts, to not be like hours and hours on my computer working the vectors.
Yeah.
I hated it.
Well, you know how to do it. That's good.
Yeah, but
I love vector.
I'm a shortcut.
Yeah,
I like to go to the...
So you're like, let me just... I want to go put hand, paint, whatever, to paper. That's the fastest way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have like an immediate result.
You're right. It's there like 10 seconds later.
Yeah. Not even, it's there.
Right.
There, when you think it's there.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about painting. So, but I started my own company.
Mm-hmm.
I had a big client. I had... Well,
and this was a marketing company or graphic design company?
Graphic design company.
Right.
I found I worked for the agency of my parents, but then I found my client. It was a really good client. It paid well, and I had the good life, good money, good everything.
Yeah. What kind of a client was it?
It was telecommunication.
Oh, telecommunication. And what were you designing? Brochures, websites?
Brochures, websites, actions.
InDesign. Were you doing InDesign? Quark Express?
Quark Express.
Oh.
Yeah, in the beginning, but then InDesign.
InDesign. I happen to hate InDesign.
Oh no, I like it.
I just too many I'd rather lay something out in Illustrator than to do it in InDesign. But you got to do it in InDesign.
Illustrator is for
pussies?
No, not for pussies, but I was gonna say for artists.
It kind of is, yeah.
But InDesign is much more. It's
right. It's placement. It's columns.
And you just print it, and it's good.
And it's perfect.
Don't know. Yeah.
So, but wait. So you liked that, or were you like, man, this is cool?
So I liked it in the beginning, and then you have the money, and you think, oh yeah, I have a good life. I have and then there's something missing.
Yeah. And what was missing?
Real stuff.
Yeah.
Dirty fingers and matter. Do you say matter? Not dark matter, but just
material.
Matter.
You know, really the material of life.
And
exactly.
smells and
anything other than the office.
Yeah, not some fucking screen where there's light shining all day in your eyes. And you're
carpal tunnel on the wrist.
Yeah, and you get fat behind your fucking computer. And you get... you don't move anymore. We are made to move.
Right.
We're not made to sit on a chair 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 hours a day.
And click away on a mouse. And do nice, beautiful, presentable work, streamlined and everything. But
we're not made for that.
But yeah, the soul is hungering for more.
Yeah. And also, in the end, I had a big problem with the corporate stuff.
Right.
All the peoples from you have a client and you're working with someone and you want to get things going and you want to make stuff happen.
Right.
But then you have to wait and you have all these other people in CC.
Right. And blind carbon copy or carbon copy, and they all have opinions and they all have jobs. And their opinions are their jobs, and if they don't throw in an opinion, then they don't have a job anymore, even though the thing was okay to begin with.
Yeah, so I was actually just...
fighting them.
Yeah, fighting, and not really fighting, but just
obeying them in a way.
Not obeying, but getting defensive.
Yeah.
To protect my work.
Right. And then you realize that, wait a minute, this is actually not about me at all. I'm just
sending mails all day.
I'm just the technical aspect of what they want me to do. There is no actual real work here, right?
Yeah, I'm just typing mails and thinking all day of how am I gonna
and then there's some
protect my job.
Yeah, and then there's a small team of people within at the client, internally. And you're just doing what they think you should do. Yeah. Right? But I'm too... And it becomes a little bit like, hey, where's my creativity? Right?
Yeah, but you know, you have people who say like, okay, I have like ideas, but it's my client. I'm gonna do what he wants me to do. I'm not that. I can't.
You get rebellious?
Oh, I can't. I like rather go on a fight. Than just say, okay.
That's the artist way.
Yeah, because
you're not gonna lay down. If you believe in something, you're gonna stand
I believe
up for
in
it.
everything I do, even if it's a fucking brochure.
We will not use Helvetica this season.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, Helvetica's a sure shot. No, we will not use Helvetica. And no, we won't italicize Helvetica anymore. And then all of a sudden you're in a war over something.
Yeah,
really
I was
silly.
constantly in a war, and well, one of the bosses of the company was also a really good friend, and it was getting in the way of our relationship.
Yeah, that's difficult when there's a personal relationship.
But I like to work with people I really know, because there's no bureaucracy thing. You can get you can be real.
You can be real, and you don't have to watch your mouth.
I like that. He doesn't have to watch what he tells me, and I don't have to watch. There's no filter.
I wonder what that's like with like in Belgium or like European clients. I feel, because I know over the years I've noticed I've worked with some European companies, but like in the States we say, "Hey Bill, good to see you," but over here it's like, "Hey Mister," and then the last name. You know, this titles still mean a lot to people here. And there's a big respect.
I don't do that.
No, but I think that's a new generation, like you. They are like, you know, let's just be real here.
Yeah.
You know, it's not Mr. and Mrs. such and such. Like, look, the playing field is evened out a little bit now. Maybe.
Well, I have in Belgium. There are two worlds. There's the Dutch world and there's the French world.
Right.
So in French, it's even more difficult.
Yeah.
To say you.
Yeah.
When you mean you like in a friendlier way.
Vous.
No, you mean tu.
Tu. Yeah.
Like tutoyer.
Just to explain it to our English-speaking listeners. So there is there's two U's in French, right? When you just speak to your friend, you say, "Qu'est-ce que tu fais?" "Qu'est-ce que tu fais?" means what are you doing? But if you speak to someone and you're addressing them with extra respect, you say, "Qu'est-ce que vous faites?"
Yeah.
And that vous is an elevated form of you. Very interesting to know.
Yeah, it means you respect. You show your respect.
It's like to an elder or let's say a teacher or like a boss or like someone that is respectable.
Yeah.
Not to say that your friends aren't respectable, but it's just a thing with language. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was always fighting like, no, we have to use tu. We have to
make each other the same. Yeah.
Yeah. We are not. There's like it's like a
divide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, let's all bring it to tu. But I cannot change the world.
Yeah. And what did they say when you proposed?
They said no, not in French.
Wow.
In French, no, but in
because people like
Dutch,
their respect, whether or not they deserve it.
No, it's not even. They were like, no, but they like in the customers, they will not understand. But of course they understand.
Of course. Yeah.
Of course.
And that's another thing in Belgium. We have this generalized, civilized Flemish, algemeen beschaafd Nederlands.
Yeah, ABN.
ABN. So guys, listen to this, because I've been here now a couple of weeks. I'm confronted with all this stuff again. And it's beautiful, but it's also curious. So on television, right, because we have so many accents here, there's probably 150 different dialects, right? The country, you can drive across it in 2 hours, right? There's 10 million Belgians. 6 million of those speak Flemish. Within Flanders, okay, I get the Simpsons reference. I hear you chuckling already. But in Flanders, there's about 200 different dialects, right? And you can drive 5-6 miles. What is it, 10 kilometers?
Yeah.
And they will speak a different form of this Flemish dialect. You could almost not recognize it every 10 miles, 5 miles. But on television, right, there has to be a solution because there's hundreds of dialects, and on TV, someone has to read the news. What the fuck is that guy gonna sound like, right? So they devised a long time ago a language called General Civilized Flemish. Algemeen beschaafd Nederlands. And this language...
You say it with an accent.
Hey, I'm an immigrant.
Antwerp.
I am an Antwerp guy, so we have like a strong accent. But so the news is read, all official things in politics, people speak this language. But the curious thing about it is that it's no one speaks it in the street anywhere. Right?
I don't know if I'm the right person
No,
to.
you know, algemeen.
Yeah, of course,
Who
but
speaks
I come from Brussels, and I think it's like I'm not the real Brusselaar,
Yeah.
the Brusselaar,
Yeah.
but yeah, I moved around so much that I speak like.
You speak all of it a little bit.
Yeah, I speak.
Yeah.
So I don't have really.
You speak like 3 accents if you want to.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. But I was thinking about people in Texas
Oh, that's the
or
same.
Nashville.
Sure.
Like y'all.
Yeah,
They don't
yeah.
say that in LA.
No, that's true. But we're talking about, and I get that too. There's like, hey man, don't be getting no freak feel, dude. You know, and that's some southern shit. And then there's like, oh, I'm going over there by the car. Are you gonna be there? You know, that's more like Minnesota, a little bit. With
That
it
sounded
sounded
Irish.
actually. Yeah. It did sound Irish. And then there's like the laid back, like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do tonight, man. I'm just gonna be around here, you know, like the
Yeah.
West Coast. And then there's like the
New York? Can you
Well,
do
hey,
some
what's
New
going
York?
on, pal? No, like I'm really sucking at my accent right now. I was like, hey, fucking asshole, what are you doing? Up across the street already. Give me a
That's
cup of
New
coffee.
York,
That's New
no?
York,
Yeah,
right? And then of
coffee.
course on TV, there's also a generalized English.
Yeah.
But we're talking about a country that takes 3 days to drive across that has 320 million people. What's curious about this country
It's all
is that
happening in like
it's happening
2 hours.
I drive from Santa Monica to downtown. They speak a different language here.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah. I
And
know
then on
what- yeah.
TV, there's some Mickey Mouse language.
Mickey Mouse.
No, it's very strange to hear. But, whatever.
Mm.
In any case, back to your story. I thought that was interesting to mention, but maybe...
I don't know.
It wasn't that interesting after all.
Where were we at? I don't know.
So you were talking about, like, working these gigs and
Yeah,
then,
for the clients.
right. And then
Yeah.
feeling like, you know what? I'm kind of not getting to do what I want to do.
Well, so I was looking at and reading a lot of self-help
Self-help?
books.
Who were you reading?
Like How to Not Give a Fuck.
That's probably a good book.
Yeah.
No Fucks Given Productions.
Yeah. And a few others, but I don't recall the names.
Mm-hmm.
Girl Boss, all the
Okay.
classic stuff.
Right,
okay?
right.
So,
Yeah.
and
that you got
YouTube.
motivation out of that?
Yeah.
You're like, you know what? I'm a
I was
superhero.
like, oh, what can I lose?
Right,
So I cannot lose anything.
right.
I can just like try it out, what they say, and see how it
Yeah.
goes.
True enough, yeah.
Yeah. And it
And-
goes.
and so you
and
did-
it went.
And you
it,
decided to like leave that.
no,
that position?
like the things you
Like
hear.
you dropped your client or something.
No, the things you hear, like you should go all in. I don't think it's a good idea because
Yeah,
like money rules the world, and it will not be different when you paint. So you need it. So I just started to paint outside my hours
so after work and stuff.
after work.
Yeah.
Yeah, like weekends were only paint. Nights also paint.
Mhm.
And yeah, that just grew to something
Yeah,
like today.
And then like the response started to become, hey, people are seemingly digging this stuff.
yeah, I was also like not afraid to show my work.
Right, that's big.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
a lot
that's
of a lot of artists are.
yeah.
It's not ready, not yet.
No,
or
no,
this,
yeah, but I was in that before,
Right.
so I was like, no, I'm gonna go all in and like showing
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
And
I like that technique.
if you have, I will have lovers,
Yeah. Right.
but I will have haters,
Right. Exactly.
and haters are not that bad.
Right.
You just have to know how to handle them
Right.
or not handle them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
and I started. I actually started with portraits.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to see those. I wonder what those look like. Was it like really realistic or like
No.
like impressionistic or something?
I don't know how I would call them, but when I was at art school, we like did this live model paintings,
Right.
Or sketching.
Right. Live drawing. Yeah.
Yeah, and there was an exercise where you had to do a drawing of the model in 30 seconds or
Right.
1 minute, and it was really timed. So I took that idea and I did portraits in 180 seconds.
180 seconds, which is what, 3 minutes?
3 minutes, yeah. And so I did a whole lot of them, and it was really nice just to be in that thing again. But I was still like trying to figure out what I wanted to do.
Right.
Because people are very judgy when you create things.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh my God, you don't have a style.
Yeah.
Is that you? And that's you too? And that's, but there's no...
Yeah, people like something, they want to know you do this one thing or two things and then
And
that's
you
it. And
always
otherwise,
do the same.
Don't confuse me. You can't do all these things. And it's like they want consistency.
Yeah.
Right, I know, yeah.
So, but somewhere I also wanted that
Right,
consistency.
because then you can go look deeper into these different directions.
Yeah. So, I said to myself, well, you know what? Just stop with all the pressure.
Right,
And do 100 paintings.
right,
Right? You just do your thing and you don't think about it.
right.
And it was a No Fucking Clue series.
No fucking clues here. So it was
Yeah.
just like, you just started painting, you don't think about it, you just do it.
100 paintings I did.
Yeah. And it was portraits or it was not portraits?
It was abstract.
It was abstract, yeah. And I have a feeling you're still not thinking about it too much when you started painting today. You start with a shape or a line or a brushstroke,
And
then you find out where it wants to go. Is that true?
well, it's like when you walk.
Right, it's one step.
One step, and the other step,
Yeah.
the one step is calling the other step. I don't know how to say it.
Brings forth the other
Yeah.
step. Yeah.
So when I paint, I just paint one form and one color that I'm attracted to at that moment.
Right.
And then that form calls another one.
I get it.
And then it's another one. And then I'm like, oh, texture. Yeah.
And then you put a little
And
pepper,
then-
a little pepper.
Yeah, it's like
A little
cooking.
salt. It is like cooking,
I'm
right?
like, oh yeah,
I sense it. I know, yeah.
This needs to go to rest now.
Yeah. And I'll have to look at it again in the morning, and maybe it's finished. Maybe you need something else.
Yeah, but no, it's not even. I know it's not finished
Right.
because I just like painted 2 or 3 forms on it. But I need to look at it, and it just needs to be there in my studio. I need to look at it, and just look at it.
Yeah.
Like,
What does it need?
Yeah, and then we're starting a dialogue.
Yeah.
And sometimes
And that's when you
gets
get
rough.
and that's when you end up in like the Twilight Zone when the painting is talking to you. I need a little purple.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
But it will say that, right?
Yeah, but it's just and then you're like, oh yeah, you need that.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Little
And then
baby, what do you need?
Yeah, and then you just give it to her or him, and then you just and something.
Did you feel like it's because you just said her or him? Do you feel like some paintings are more masculine than others, or more feminine, or you just said it just to say it?
If I'm honest.
Or is there even a sex involved?
No, there is. Of
There
course,
is?
there is. Always.
But is it based on
A
color
car,
or based
like,
on shape?
I don't know. For me, a car is always a man.
Yeah?
That's why I have a
A
car.
car is a man.
My car, you see it, you're like, yeah, dude.
That's a man.
It's a man.
Why? Because it moves forward?
I don't
or
know,
something?
because a car is a man.
Yeah.
I don't.
There's never been a female car.
If it's a female car, it's not a good car.
Why not?
That's so rude.
But maybe
I don't
I
know.
understand because we're sitting in a car right now.
Yeah.
And we're looking at a street full of cars. There's cars passing by.
They're all guys. It's all
I
guys.
can see now. These are all pretty much guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really see a woman here.
No, there's no woman.
You know. Maybe like I don't even know. Maybe like a small Fiat from the 1960s, rounded Fiat is maybe a woman or something. But even that's a little...
No, it's
not
a
really
cute
man.
little boy.
It kind of is. You're
Yeah,
right.
for me,
it's
cars, and it's not... it's nothing negative.
What's a mode of transportation that can be a woman? Is
A boat.
A boat's a woman?
I think a boat is...
A yacht or like a boat?
I don't know.
I don't even feel like a boat now can be...
No.
What's a woman?
More a house is more feminine, I think.
Perhaps, because it's its foundation.
Yeah.
And it has windows
It's
you can
weird.
open up. You can enter it.
You can... no, it's not that, but it's like this... The feeling it gives
Right,
you.
yeah. That's interesting, yeah. So wait, so your paintings, they're all women or they're all men? Or are they?
I think
not?
sometimes it's really a woman, sometimes it's more trans, sometimes it's
Right.
more there's not really...
It's not set.
Sometimes...
And it's not based on color either.
I think... No, it's not based. It's on feeling.
Right.
It's
Right.
really what you feel. But
Yeah.
I don't think I ever painted a male painting.
Interesting. Very interesting.
But more like, I'm also sometimes really masculine.
Right.
I don't know, but I feel sometimes really like I'm a dude.
Yeah.
But
Especially when you commented back on the hater leaving you some comments, then you were being masculine.
yeah, was I?
Or not. Or
I
you were
don't
just
know.
being defensive, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, sometimes like I don't know. I feel like I'm a dude.
Yeah.
But it's weird.
No, I totally get it.
But
You
yeah.
know? Why do you feel like you're a dude?
Because I cannot... Sometimes there's like this woman side I cannot relate to. I cannot be like all flowery and...
So you're more you're talking about like the image of woman that they sell.
Yeah. I'm not...
Because it is true, and it's changing now,
Mm-hmm.
But like woman has been sold by these same marketing companies and all this sort of stuff to be a certain way, right? And I think that's changing. So maybe it's because of the way we grew up or the way you grew up, that it's sort of like, you know what? I'm stronger than that. I'm more independent than that. I'll find my own way without a man more than that. Yeah, I don't just wear pink, I don't need help all the time. I got this kind of vibe. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, maybe. I think... But even when I was a child, I felt like a guy sometimes.
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe.
That's okay. I relate to that so much. A lot of my friends say the same thing.
I rather played with cars and action mans than with fucking Barbie.
Yeah.
And with Barbie, I had group sex, gangbangs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would show up? Who would show up to the gangbang?
A lot of Barbies and a lot of cans.
12 cans. Barbie, you home? I brought a busload of friends.
So yeah.
That's funny.
So it's weird to have like these ideas as a kid.
No, I think it's quite normal.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I think
don't
it's
know.
weird because I've heard it a lot, and I think
Gangbangs with Barbie.
not that, but like sexual, like forceful sexual things with Barbies from female friends or exes. I've heard that a lot.
Okay.
But it's not talked about a lot. So I'm glad you're talking about it.
Yeah.
Because some of these things like we're trained to like be ashamed of it. We shouldn't say that, or like that makes us look a certain way. But fuck all that shit.
Yeah.
It's a new day. It's a new dawn.
Shit.
And how does the rest of the song go? I don't know. But yeah, no, I think I think that's very interesting. I just love that you start a painting. I love that feeling. I have a friend that does that too. He starts with the shape, and then he knits. Breien. He knits the rest around it. And he will
That's
land.
how it goes.
And
yeah.
I did this collage stuff before with stencils and message and all that sort of stuff, and it's the same way. So I relate to what you're saying. You start in one place, with 1, 2, 3 statements as far as shape and color or whatever. And then you build, and you find balance, you find composition, you find, color has weight, color has information, and it's all got to sit. It can't fall off. It's got to be there. Something's got to be communicated, and you keep going until you get it. Sometimes it's a small thing that it needs.
Yeah.
And I love that because that's jazz. That's visual jazz. Because people probably think, well, she sketches this before and thinks about composition all the time, when it's actually like, you know what? No, it's not.
Yes, layers.
You're doing it as you
layers,
go.
Layers.
Which I love.
Yeah.
So I think that's super cool.
Thanks.
Yeah. So you're going to come back to LA soon?
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And you're doing something
September,
with Union.
maybe.
We should tell people that. That's a nice thing. Because Union in LA is super respected. And it's nice that you're doing something with them. And you're doing stuff with other people as well.
Yeah.
But, so LA you dig?
I dig.
You dig a lot.
I dig LA. Yeah, I went there for like 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
In 2017.
Right. And you're going to make your way back there.
Sometimes you have a feeling like you belong.
Yeah.
And it's a nice feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that. Even when I went to, how's the thing called? The fast food, but like not healthy, but like vegan fast food. Green.
Vegan Glory?
No, green way.
Green Food Daily on La Cienega.
I don't know.
Green Food Daily? Real Food Daily. Green Food Daily.
No.
Or Erewhon? Erewhon the supermarket?
That was my favorite supermarket.
That's a great supermarket.
I went in and I went out with $200.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Juice,
Yeah. Oh, the best.
$20.
Yeah.
Or even more.
But good juice.
Yeah.
It's God
but
juice.
It's too
Jesus juice.
expensive.
It's Jesus juice.
Too
God
expensive.
damn it.
But everything, the vegetables.
Yeah. I know, yeah. I'm suffering over here a little bit because, like, Belgian food's really great, to be really honest. You can eat better at a gas station here than most places. But I'm looking for, like, really, like, crispy veggies. Hard to find.
We're still, like, the meat. If I ain't got meat, I ain't got no dinner.
Yeah, no.
Oh, my God.
No, I'm surprised. Like, I'm trying to get some goddamn broccoli or celery. It's already bendy in the supermarket. And it's a good supermarket.
But
and I'm used to, like, that crisp,
you go to Erewhon?
I go to Erewhon and Whole Foods almost every day.
Whole Foods is better. I
Whole
think.
Foods.
It's like the midway.
Like, there's Whole Foods, Bristol Farms, and Erewhon. Erewhon's really good,
but,
for supplements and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Really good juice bar, everything. Whole Foods, I just go every day because I juice every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to get like fresh, like ginger. I want to get fresh celery, fresh broccoli, all that stuff. Like, I need it today.
Mm-hmm.
I go in the morning, I juice that shit, I drink that shit, and I feel like $1 million. And I haven't juiced now in a couple of weeks here, and I'm still myself. But I'm like, man, I know I'm like, I could be a little bit better,
It's like a drug.
It is like a drug when you get into that. I have a friend, shouts to Danny. I know you're listening, Boo Boo.
Boo-boo.
She goes to Erewhon almost every day. Spends, I think, about $80 a day on Erewhon.
Nice.
She gets the tonic bar with the extra supplements. That's already $22 for a crazy tonic.
Yeah, I would do that too.
Then a couple of things here and there, and times 30 days, you're talking $2,400. Just to have a breakfast and a little bit of a lunch. And she's like, well, that's just the cost of, knowing what you know.
Knowing, yeah.
And I love that. That's so LA. And there's degrees, of course, to all that stuff. But it's nice.
When you walk in Erewhon, you already feel healthier.
It's true.
It's true.
I just walk in there to use the bathroom. Let me use the bathroom. I'll be good.
Even the chocolate is like, oh my God, this is gonna make me so healthy. Yeah, I'm gonna take it.
There's some placebo effect there, but it's the pinnacle of that nutrition, health food. That's it. Like
but it's really LA. That's really
I know,
LA.
but it's like if the world,
I love it.
If the world concentrated on the best of the best, it's Erewhon. When it comes to like these markets, you can't find that in France.
It's my favorite supermarket ever.
It's nice,
I walked in and I was like, I'm home.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's dope.
But yeah, you don't have that here.
No, you kind of don't.
And people don't understand. They don't understand.
Yeah.
They won't.
They will.
They don't care.
Will. No,
they don't
trust
care.
Me. Everything.
They're like, I want my chicken.
Yeah. No, and then that's all good. And by the way, the basic level of food ingredients here are better than the mass market in the US.
Yeah, of course.
Everything you buy here is already on Whole Foods level for the most part, except for the veggies, which aren't the freshest. They're already a couple of days old at least. But the meat quality, everything here is pretty good. Also, the wheat. I don't know how to say it. Wheat, heirloom wheat, like in the pasta and stuff. That's why there's not a lot of fat people here, because it's a different kind of wheat in the bread. Because everyone eats bread twice a day here.
I don't know. If
in America, we have different kind of wheat.
The fat level is due to the kind of wheat.
It really is. I heard. Yeah. In the pastas, in the breads.
I think
those
it's
kind
because
of
we move more.
It's also the
LA,
heirloom wheat. I guess.
When I went to LA, I was the only girl walking.
Yeah, that's
in
true.
the streets.
Yeah.
It was like 19
give
degrees.
this girl $1.
I was walking. I'm like, oh, it's not far. Let's go. Let's go on foot.
Yeah. Oh no one walks in LA. I drive to the corner. And
there
back.
are not even like the how
on
do you
GP.
say it? The where you walk on the street. Like,
Sidewalk.
The sidewalk is like
narrow.
This in LA, and here it's a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little bit
wider.
But that's that. So wait, tell us, because you got an interesting project coming up. You're going to Bermuda.
Yeah.
What's that about? You're going to Bermuda to be an artist in residency.
It's my first residence.
Nice.
Artist residency ever.
In Bermuda.
It was really funny because with my mate Tony Robbins.
Yeah, that's your boy.
That's my boy. I was like, okay, I'm gonna just my visualization board, my visual board, my vision board. Vision board.
You have a vision board?
Yeah, of course.
No, that's very California.
Yeah, I have. But I'm a Cali girl.
You're
I think.
a Cali girl. So you got a vision board?
I was like, okay, so I want to do this artist residency. I'm gonna ask the world, So I was like, okay, I'm doing a mailing. I'm gonna have this like how do you say like category?
A category, yeah.
Like I need help.
Uh-huh.
It's not a category. It's something else.
A request?
No, you have this kind of things.
A line item?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm gonna ask the world for help. I'm gonna ask for.
And how did you do that? Through praying or like through sending out a mass email or?
Email.
Oh, mass email.
But
okay.
Mass email is like maybe 100 people.
Right. Exactly.
So, but I just I put it out there.
Right. So you asked the question to your mailing list?
I want to do this. I want to go for 1 month, 2 months. I want to go somewhere in the world.
No shit.
I'd rather be in the US or in South America or South Africa, even Australia. That were my things.
Right.
So I asked for it, and I just like 2 weeks after, I got an email.
No shit.
Like, hey Nina, we love your work, and we were wondering if you would be interested in some artist residency in Bermuda. I'm like, what? Bermuda! I was like jumping up and down. I was so excited. Amazing. Yeah.
So shouts to Tony Robbins.
Yeah, but there was, not one person that brought me in contact with them. It was just like I got it into the universe, and the universe got back to me. I'm like, oh my God, this works.
Yeah.
And it does.
Sometimes all you got to do is ask.
Yeah, it does.
And put it out there. So wow. So now you're gonna go on a trip. You're gonna live in Bermuda, which is like a magical place, I can imagine. And you're gonna create work there for 1 month. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So you got to put it out there. Let your intention be known.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Don't be scared.
We all have to do that. Don't be scared. Let it be known what you want to do. Tell everyone. Right. And you told everyone in the nicest and quickest way, which is the email list. Mm-hmm. And bam, it showed up. That's fucking amazing. Mm-hmm. You're psyched.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dope.
So I'm really, I'm looking forward
I
to
bet,
it.
yeah. That's super cool. I love that. And then there's going to be like an exhibition at the end of it or
Yeah,
something?
of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Like a weekend.
Fantastic.
And then after that, I have one in Belgium also.
Nice.
And then, a lot of projects.
And then life continues. Then you come back to LA in September.
September, I'm hoping to have some vacation in September. So, and I would like to go to LA.
There we go.
Los Angeles.
So boom.
Yeah.
I think we got it. You know, it was so nice catching up with you from the comfort of my rent-a-car in Antwerp. In the middle of the street, in the middle of the day, kind of at the end of the day. Tell everyone where they can find you online.
So I have this Instagram page, feed. It's Nina Minnebo.
Yes.
I have a website.
Yes.
It's also ninaminnebo.com. I think that's it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Boom. That's it. Well, thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Fantastic work. And like I said, beautiful getting to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
So that's it. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Later. We got it. So that was Nina. Hope you dug it. That was a good time. Very cool stuff. As always, you can find us on Instagram at Happy No Fear. I'm, of course, at The Art of Chase. And boom, we got another one in the can. Stay tuned for next week's episode because we got another very, very special guest, an old friend of mine. And it was super nice catching up with him. He's also from Belgium. And that's going to be coming up next week. So stay tuned and try to give us a like, a follow, a little review, or a little rating because that helps us out a lot with the placement. And we appreciate it. See ya. Bye-bye.